Hello, welcome to my channel Rhiartsy. I'm Rhiann and today we're going to be crocheting Lydia Deetz from Beetlejuice. I'll be narrating and doing the best I can as I go. It's part one, which is the right eye of Lydia Deetz. It's the scene where she has a strip of green light. I think that she's looking and through the crack in the door or some, I don't know actually. I'll find that out. I should know this. But this is the photo that I'm basing it on. You're going to need 3 shades of green. I've chosen a neon colour, which I think is actually, it glows in the dark quite nicely, which is going to be fun. A very bright green, and also I found a light mint green. So just try and get as close as you can to those colours, or your own version is fine. You'll also need some eye colour. I've used a brown, a dark brown, and a light beige. And that's for the eye colour, and of course black and white yarn. I've used DK yarn, or thereabouts. It's yeah, mostly DK. What else have I? Okay, and you're going to need a 2mm crochet hook. Yeah, your scissors, all the, basics, just get it to hand. It is going to be quite a tough one. I'm hoping that I'm able to do it and film it. So I've done the eye already, because I've already, anyway. So yeah, fingers crossed it'll continue going well. But yeah, it's definitely not going to be for the faint of heart. There are a few moments, I've already checked the video, or the, whatever it is, the takes, and the first part of the video is a little bit blurry. It's just coming in and out of focus. It's really annoying, but never mind, I'll get there. But yeah, as it goes on, I think it settles and it's fine, so just, yeah, go with it. And anything else I need to say? I think that's about it, really. Oh yeah, obviously you do need to be a competent crocheter. If you're not, it's really not going to be the video for you. So go off and learn crochet if you really are interested. I pretty much taught myself from YouTube channels years ago. So yeah, come back to me when you're equipped with single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet. And by the way, I use US terminology. So I think that's it. So I'm going to stop waffling. Let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start with the right eye of Lydia Deetz from Beetlejuice. And I am going to do her eyes in a chocolate brown, and I found this other lighter shade of brown. And what I did, just to make this yarn a little bit thinner, so I can mix the two at some point, is I just sort of cut a little piece of the yarn, and I just sort of pulled it apart, like that. So yeah, I think this one's just it's got 2 strands, but it's no big deal. You can mix it at full size. Yeah, see how you get on. See how I get on. I don't know how it's going to turn out. So let's start with the black yarn, and we're going to start with the iris. So with a magic ring, and I'm going to be using this as my size guide, and start with a chain 1. And what we'll do is, let's just go ahead and do 6 single crochets into our magic ring. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6. And I'm going to pull that tight. Let me just check it. Now, the iris is a bit big compared to the picture, but I'm okay with that. Okay, all right. So, okay. So, next, let's join with a slip stitch into that first single crochet that we did. Okay, here we go. Join with the slip stitch. Right. And I'm just going to cut that off. Right, there we go. Cut that off. Pull it through, and I'm going to tuck that around the back. Just hide it away so it's out of my way. Okay, so next I'm going to, I think I'm going to go straight into mixing my two colour browns. So I've got my dark chocolate brown, and I'm going to use 2 strands of this yarn as well, just to mix in. So I'm going to crochet with the 2 together. If you've got like yarn that has 2 colours running through it anyway, that would be nice. Yeah, do whatever you want really, any colours. Okay, so I'm just going to join. I'm going to go, sometimes I go through the back loops, sometimes I go through both of the stitches, both of the loops, okay? And because this iris is quite big compared to the picture that I've got as my reference, I'm going to go through the both stitches. So I'm going to pull it through, pull through, just making sure it's focusing on my hands. Not very well. Okay, chain 1, and then I'm going to single crochet into the same space, the same stitch. Okay, and then we will just check the size, yeah. So I'm going to do 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Two in the next, actually I'll do a half double crochet in the next, another half double crochet in that same stitch. So here we go, we'll just have a look. Yeah, I like that. And now what I'm going to do is drop that lighter colour shade, hang on, and continue with the dark colour. So I'm going to yarn over, I think, yeah, I'll go straight into the next stitch, and I'll do a half double crochet and another one in the same space, half double crochet. Here we go. And yarn over. What have I got here? So the stitches go funny sometimes. So I'm going to, yeah, there's kind of a stitch there. I'm going to yarn over and do another 2 half double crochets there, and then I'm going to go back to my singles. So in the next stitch, it doesn't have to be perfect. I think some of them I crochet into the slip stitches or something, I don't know, but I've done 2 single crochets there, and I've got another space there for another 2 single crochets to go in, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the first single crochet. There we are, that's my eye. And my colour sorted. A minute, let me see. Just pull that through. I'm just going to pull the magic ring a bit tighter. There we go. Right. Yeah, that looks really cool actually. What I might do is a black ring around the eye. Okay, so if we grab the colour of our eye, where we just left off, we're going to do a couple of slip stitches all the way around the eye, okay? Now, if you feel your work starting to curl as you're doing these slip stitches, just you can always add a single chain in between, or just make sure that you're not going to be doing them too tight. If you do them too tight, you're going to end up making the work just sort of curl up or start going into some sort of ball. It just takes practice, so yeah, bear with yourself. Okay, so I've just joined my black yarn. I'm chaining 1, and then in the next available stitch, I'm doing a slip stitch. So I'm going to keep mine nice and loose, so sort of just pull it a bit, another slip stitch into the next, just keep it nice and loose. slip stitch again. So all the way around, okay? Oops, just took a little bit of yarn, hang on. I split the yarn then. Stop. Okay, sorry. Continue. You're probably beating me to it now. Single crochet. No, carry on slip stitching. I'll just shut up, sorry. Slip stitch. Slip stitch. All the way around. Whoops, oh dear. So what I mean earlier, like if it's looking a bit tight for you, I don't know if I like that. Oh no, it's okay. Oh, that's fine, that's fine. Sorry. Another slip stitch, and then I'm just gonna, in the back loop, I'm just gonna find a way to tuck it around to the back. So put it, pull through, and hide it out of the way. Let's have a look. And I'm gonna just pull my magic ring a bit more. Oh, it's a bit of a hole there. Okay, so let me see. Right, you won't see that brown there as we carry on. Let me just have a look. I think I'll go that way. Yeah. So, I'm gonna use the white next. Right then, so let me just see, put this here. So I'm just using it as a gauge. So I've got that light colour to the left of the eye here, okay? So I want to join my shade of white probably about by there. So I'll just pop my hook in. It's the back loop of those slip stitches, okay? That's where I'm going to be adding my yarn. So if you do it roughly in the same spot, we should be okay going forward together, okay? So let's grab the white yarn. Here we go. Now, right, let's see. White yarn, let it focus, pull through. Didn't come through very good. Pull through, okay. Chain one, and then I'm going to yarn over and into the next space, back loop of the slip stitch. I'm going to do a double crochet, and then I'll do it again in the same space. Okay, so far. Okay, and then in the next slip stitch, the back loop, I'm going to do a half double crochet and another one, 2 in that one. And then I'm going to do a single in the next back loop and just see how that's sitting. So that's like that so far. And then I'm going to do a slip stitch into the next. Okay, and then I'm going to cut that and pull through. Okay, that's what I've got so far. Okay, so now I'm going to mix my white yarn with a very pale minty green. There we go. So that's the two shades I'm going to be mixing together. If you can sort of see how I'm lining this up a moment. Now, I am going to join, about there. So if I pop my hook in the back loop of that black, you can see there where I'm going to join my two colours. So it's actually it's only 2 stitches back, but yeah, here we go. So back from the white I meant. Here we go. So pull it through, and we're not going to do a chain 1. We're just literally going to go straight into the next back loop and do a single crochet. There we go. Single crochet into the next one. And I'm going to be going into the same, if you can see by here, it's where I joined the white. I'm going to be popping, it's got a gap there, so I need to fill it. So I'm going to pop my hook into that gap and do a single crochet. Okay, like that. Ta-da. All right. Now I'm going to crochet up the side of this stitch here of the white. So if I just show you, I'm just gonna, it doesn't matter where you pop yours, it's just pop it through anywhere at the side of that stitch. Okay, so that's what I've just done there. And then let's just do a single. Oops, I'll do that again because my yarn just split. So pull it through and a single. So now I'm sort of up now, ready to sort of work my way back down. So I'm just going to check how it's looking and how large my stitches can go. So in the next, I'm now at the top of the stitches here of the whites, okay? It's very confusing, I'm very sorry, but when it's freeform, it's really hard to explain, but yeah, hopefully I'll get better. So I'm going to go into that top stitch there of the whites and do a single crochet. Then I'm going to yarn over, and in the next stitch, I'm going to do a half double crochet. Yarn over, I'm going to do another half double crochet. Let me just see how that's looking. Ooh, it's starting to look cool already. Okay, now I'm going to do a yarn over. In the next stitch, do another half double crochet. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, I think it's called a picot, or I don't know how you pronounce it, a picot stitch, kind of. So I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to do a slip stitch into, well, anywhere. So I don't know if you can see what I'm doing there. I've just picked up 2 stitches and I'm pulling through to do a slip stitch, which will hopefully keep, you see the section here of the eye? That's a great trick to sort of keep the shape of the eye. So that's what I do. So I've just done it. So that's my slip stitch. And then I'm going to crochet down the side of that green, the stitches that we've been doing here. Oops, by there. Okay, I'm going to just pop a little stitch in by here. And it will be a single. Okay, and then see where I'm going to pop in one there. It needs one by here, which is basically in where this green stitch here was done. It's in the same space. So I'm going to pop in my hook there, pull through and do a single. And then I'm just going to check how I'm getting on before I carry on. Cool. Okay, so another single in the next. Okay, and then we'll finish up with a slip stitch into the next stitch. And let's just see how that's looking. Cut it, pull through. Right, okay, let me just have a look. Do you see that pickup there? Sorry if I'm saying it wrong, but P-I-C-O-T, that word. Okay, there we go. So that's my shape of the eye starting to come together. There we go, bit of a closer look. Okay, right, so you'll notice here you can see a bit of the white of the eye at the top here, but there's nothing at the bottom. So I'm not going to do any white under the eye there. But before I carry on, I think we need a couple of more stitches up here. All right, so let me just look at it. So I think when I do this bit, I'll just use my lime, not my lime, the green shade that we were just working with. So here we go. So yeah, let's join just the green where we started all that, okay, on the last bit. So let's just join our green, pull through. So I'm going to chain one, just tighten the last stitches. And I'm just going to single crochet into that stitch there. Single crochet in the next. Oh, whoops. So when I say that sometimes that you might need to do an extra stitch or feel like that'll be too many stitches for yours, what it is like, say now, okay, if I went into that stitch there to do my next stitch, like, you know, you're really sort of pulling it. So I would do another one in that stitch just to make the transition over to the next stitch more comfortable so that it will lie flat. So every now and again, you might feel the need to put an extra stitch in, even though I haven't done it, because the thing, obviously we've all got our own styles and ways of doing our crochet. I do tend to crochet quite tight. So sometimes I'll put in a couple of extra stitches, but maybe that's made your work curl a little bit. But hopefully you'll figure it out and you'll still end up with a decent portrait at the end. Okay, so sorry. So it's a lot easier to show that when it's bigger stitches like double crochet, but anyway, right, so that was the singles along the top there. You can see here where the eye kind of goes up a little bit by there. So I'm about there now. So I'm going to pop in a half double crochet in the next stitch. And I'll do another one in the same stitch. And then I'll go back into singles in the next stitch. Okay. And then single in the next. Single in the next, and I'm coming down to the picket point, and then with that one I'm just gonna it sort of, with that stitch, it leaves a little loop, so pop your hook into that loop, and then we'll just do a single, and I'm just going to check the size. Yep. And then what I'll do is chain one, and then I'm going to just slip stitch it in just to, yeah, finish it off like that. Cut it and then pull through. So pull through. There we go. So that's the eye coming together. There we are. Yeah, I really like that. Okay, so we're going to do this side of the white now. And even though it's mostly green, well, it's all green, isn't it? But I like using a bit of white for the eye. Okay, so I'm popping it down on my picture, and there is a little bit underneath the eye, but I'm not going to do it. If I just pop it in there. Right, so underneath, so if you turn your work, so it's upside down now. That's where I'm going to join my the two colours, the white and the very pale mint green. Here we go. So I'm just gonna pull it through, and then re-grab it because I just messed it up. Hang on. There we go. Right. So I'm not going to do anything else with that stitch that I just pulled through, but I'm going to go straight into the next back loop, and I'm actually just going to do a slip stitch. Slip stitch, there we go. Then I'm going to yarn over and do a half double crochet in the next back loop. And as I said earlier, I think I said it earlier, I don't know, but when you're working with the two shades, if you only pull through the one, it really doesn't matter, okay? So I've just pulled through the white by accident. So yarn over again, and in the same space, again, this is what I meant earlier, in order to get to that next stitch, if I went straight into there, my work is going to start doing that to pull around, you know? So it needs another stitch. So yarn over, half double crochet in the same space. Okay. In the next back loop, of the black, let's do a double crochet. There we are. Okay. Ooh, that might have been a bit too big. Oh, I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to do another picot. I hate that word. Stitch. So I've chained one, and then I'm going to do that funny slip stitch, like that. Slip stitch. It's always a bit awkward. Oh, I did it. Okay, and now I'm going to crochet down the side of that double crochet, okay, just into the stem, okay, of the stitch. Here we go. So I'm going to do a single crochet into the side of the last double crochet, and another one. Oops, hang on, I'm splitting the yarn terrible. Oh, just ripped a bit, never mind. Okay, let me just see. Yeah, it's looking good. Now, because I want to make sure that little corner bit pulls up ever so slightly so it's in the right position. See the side, all that space there? I'm going to like lean it across. So lean yours across, and then hopefully it'll probably skip about one of those black stitches, and then slip stitch into the next, just to pull that in. Oops, I could do that again. Hang on. Just to pull that little corner up. I think that's worked. Yeah, and I think I might do another slip stitch into the top of the eye there. I don't know if we do a slip stitch. Oh no, slip stitch looks good actually, yeah. And then where we started on the green here, I'm going to pop in a single crochet. And then I'm going to slip stitch into that first single on the green. Hopefully that's okay. Hang on, let me just see. Let me see. Yep, I think that's okay. So let's cut that and pull through. Right. So there we go. That's her eye so far.